I'm gonna sit back here.
I need to get in front of the camera.
My name is Karrick Clifford, for those of you who don't know me. I've known Chance for almost a year now, and he kind of helped me get everything back in track. So a little bit about me. I'm born and raised in San Dimas, California. That's where Bill and Ted are from. That Circle K was right, like 5-minute walk from my house. I graduated at San Dimas High School. That's not the high school in the movie though. I grew up going to church until I was about a freshman, and then I just kind of had like a negative experience because I listened to heavier music and I maybe wasn't wearing the most appropriate shirt. And this lady said something to me, but not very kindly, so I stopped going to church. And I've been playing drums for 17 years, and I started playing in a band with some of my friends and chasing like the dream to, make a career out of it. And along the way, I met my wife when I was 19, and we had a nice, good year. And just before I turned 21, I found out that we would be having my daughter, which was awesome and scary at the same time, especially when you're 20 years old. And, so I tried to figure it out. We decided to get married and move in with my parents. And we lived with them for about a year. And it was very nice of them to have us move in there and made things a little easier. I was still only working part-time though, and I still wanted to be a rock star and play. And so I played some shows and traveled a little bit. And then we took a vacation and came out here to visit Teresa's parents. They've been living out here for about 10 years. And when we came out here to visit, she asked me, she's like, would you live out here? And I said, you know what, yeah, it's pretty cool. So as soon as I said that, she said, well, time for you to start looking out transfer and stuff like that. I work for UPS, by the way. So you might have seen me around town. But I was still working part-time when we moved out here, and wasn't a lot of hours. I was getting up early, and she was working full-time. And so that caused a little bit of friction. And then I started drinking a little bit behind her back, which wasn't very cool. And that kind of led to some issues too. And then, we hit some bumps. But then we started trying to get things back together. We had to move into a different place, so we moved there. And things were looking pretty good. And then we hit some more bumps. And then I was kind of like, let my thoughts get to me that obviously weren't from God, and kind of decided that I'd be better off on my own. And so I moved out, and we had decided to quit drinking before, but I didn't make that decision on my own, I would say. So then I was like, yeah, I'd rather live on my own and keep drinking and do what I want to do. And so we did that, but pretty much as soon as I signed the lease, I just knew that it was not the right decision. And it was hard bouncing my daughter back and forth, and just seeing the way it affected her. And so I kind of fell into this depression and was just really bummed. And our friend Jesse, that Teresa knows through her old work, he's a really great guy, and he kind of found out what had happened and got my number and reached out to me and was like, hey, let's have a conversation and kind of see what's going on. So I met him at Starbucks, and come to find out, he's a believer and stuff. And, we started talking about God, and I kind of told him about my history, and he kind of helped me understand that you really need God in your life to have the right direction. And so that really inspired me to kind of start figuring out what I need to do. So I quit drinking again and started reaching out to my wife more and trying to tell her, hey, I really want to resolve this, but obviously I had hurt her, and so it wasn't gonna just happen right away. And so I had to work really hard for it, and I did. And then a couple weeks after meeting Jesse, he said, hey, I really want you to meet my friend Chance. So I was like, okay, cool. And so he's like, as soon as you get off work, meet me at the Rock. And I've been to the Rock a couple times because my wife started going because her sister attends there. And so I've been there, and we just kind of stopped going. But so I attended Chance's Bible study and got to meet Chance. And so I had to leave and get my daughter. And then Chance said, reach out to me. So I reached out to him. And we had a conversation, and I got to learn about his background a little bit and kind of shared a little more about mine. And then I just started going every Monday. And I kept telling my wife, hey, you should come check this out. And she was like, no. And so, I was praying on it. I just wanted her to come join me and kind of see that, God is a necessity. And I know she knew that, but I really wanted to start going together too. I think that was really essential for us. And I was praying one day because I told her that I was going to take Athena since they provide childcare. And when I told her that, she kind of seemed like a little bummed. And so I was praying, and I just felt God telling me, like, invite her. And I was like, but she already said no. And he's like, just invite her. So I invited her again. And she said, yeah, I'd love to come. She said, I take that back. Yeah, she said no. And then she said, well, where's it at? And I said, the Rock. She's all, okay. Well, I was like, they have food there. And she's all, okay. Maybe I'll come check it out. So she came and checked it out. And then she started going with me every week. And it was really cool. And we just got to make some new friends and slowly just start getting things back together. And I kept telling her, I want to move back in, but that wasn't going to happen so easily, and I still had to work for it. But we were at least spending way more time together and not having to bounce Athena back and forth so much. And then finally, I would call it a blessing, but I wouldn't say she did right away. But I was snooping through my emails, and I was still on the lease for our last rental. And I happened to see an email from them, and I opened it, and it said, your lease is non-renewable, and you have 2 months to find a new place to live. And so I said, yes. And I walked into her work, because it was on my route, and I came in smiling, and she looked at me, and she said, I have some bad news, and I just smiled. And I said, I know. I said, you have to move. And she said, you're nosy. And so then we started talking more, and we decided that we were ready to buy a place. And so that was another huge step. And, we prayed a lot on it, and we were looking for a specific type of house, and God led us to the perfect one. And, every day is a journey. I'm not perfect. We're still no matter what you do, you got to keep working hard. And, that's the great thing about God. It's constant, it's because it can't be easy. If it gets easy, like living life on my own, oh, this is easy. Well, that's wrong, because then, if there's no test, if there's no things to go through, you're just gonna mess up, and you're not gonna learn anything. And so it's been pretty cool, and I thank God every day for everything I've gone through, and it really helped me just get where I need to be and be the man I need to be for my wife, because I surely wasn't doing that in the past. And it really helped me be the dad that I need to be, and just get everything back in line.
What happened in January?
In January I started playing drums for the church, and my dad's been wanting me to play drums for a church for a long time, and I finally got to say, and I got baptized. Yeah, I actually got baptized twice, if you were here. I slipped and fell, and it hurt, and then Chance dunked me again. I think he tricked me in this. But yeah, so I'm thankful I get to share this story today. It's been a journey, and I continue to strive and be better every day, and hope, hopefully have no more bad stories to tell. So, thank you guys, and yeah.
Who's this?